Okay, so in this lecture we will discuss the concept of capacitance. Then we will go to the various types of capacitors, that is parallel plate capacitor, cylindrical capacitor, spherical capacitor, etc. So let us first introduce the concept of capacitance. Now what is meant by capacitance? What is meant by capacitance? Okay. Now, suppose there are two conductors. Suppose this is a conductor and this is suppose conductor A, and I have another conductor. This is suppose conductor B. Okay. Now, I am placing or putting positive charges on this conductor, and those positive charges will reside on the surface of the conductor. So here suppose net charge is suppose plus Q. The net charge placed on conductor A is plus Q, and here I am putting negative charges. Those negative charges will reside on the surface, and the net negative charge is suppose minus Q. Okay, so we have two conductors. This conductor has charge plus Q, and this conductor has charge minus Q. Now the lines of forces will be like this, from positive to negative charges. So the lines of forces will be like this. And here it is incoming. So these are the electric lines of forces. That is, the lines of forces are representing the electric field in this region, electrostatic field. Okay. Now, we want to calculate the potential difference between the two conductors. Now, since these conductors are equipotential, so all the points on this conductor are at same potential. Similarly, all the points on this conductor are at same potential. So suppose we are taking one point here. Suppose this is suppose P2, and one point here I am taking. This is suppose P1. So the potential difference between P2 and P1 is the potential difference between conductor A and B. So the potential difference between the conductors A and B is VA minus VB, that is equal to negative of the line integration of the electrostatic field, and this line integration is from any point on B to any point on A, because all the points on A are at same potential and all the points of B on B are at same potential, because conductors are equipotential region. Okay, so this line integration can be from P1 to P2. So this is the potential difference between conductor A and B. Okay, now suppose I double the charge on A and also on B. Suppose if I make the charge on A as plus 2q, and here suppose I make the charge as minus 2q, that is I am doubling the charges. So what will happen? From principle of superposition, the electrostatic field at all points, its magnitude will be doubled but direction will remain same. Direction of the electrostatic field will remain same, but the magnitude of the electric field at each point will be doubled. This follows from principle of superposition. So in that case, the potential difference between the two conductors is VA dash minus VB dash, that is equal to minus integration P1 to P2. See, electric magnitude of the electric field has been doubled and direction remains same. So in this case I will have 2E dot dl. So this is nothing but 2 into VA minus VB, because you can take outside 2 here, outside the integration, then what is remain, that is equal to this, and this is VA minus VB. So we see that if we double the charges on the two conductors, the potential difference get doubled. Okay, now if I make the charge on each if I increase the charge on here by 3 times, suppose here I put plus 3q charge and here I am putting minus 3q charge. So from principle of superposition, the magnitude of the electrostatic field at each point will be multiplied by 3, that is will be tripled, but the direction will remain same. So in that case, the potential difference between the two conductors is VA double prime minus VB double prime, that is equal to minus integration P1 to P2. So 3 E dot dl. So this is equal to, see, integration E dot dl, that is VA minus VB, and it is multiplied by 3. So it is 3 into VA minus VB. So we see that the potential difference between the two conductors is directly proportional to the charges on the conductors, because if I double the charge, potential difference become doubled. If I triple the charge on the two conductors, the potential is tripled. Okay, so we can write, so the potential difference between the two conductors is directly proportional to the charge on each conductor. So therefore I can write, so therefore V is proportional to Q, that is the charge on a conductor. Okay, now I can insert a proportionality constant, that is V equal to K into Q. Okay, now the inverse of this proportionality constant, inverse of K is the capacitance of the two conductors. So inverse of K, that means therefore C is equal to 1 by K. So this is the capacitance of the two conductors. Okay, now so I can write V is equal to 1 by C into Q. So therefore, C is equal to Q by V. That is the capacitance of the two conductors is the ratio of the charge on a conductor divided by the potential difference between the two conductors. Okay, so this is the meaning of capacitance. Now, let us discuss what will be the unit of capacitance. Now, unit of capacitance, unit of C is farad. Farad. Now, 1 farad is equal to 1 coulomb divided by 1 volt. So this is the definition of 1 farad. Okay. Now in laboratory, we will see the capacitances of the order of microfarad, that is microfarad, that is equal to 10 to the power minus 6 farad. 10 to the power minus 6 farad. Picofarad, you can also find picofarad. That is equal to 10 to the power minus 12 farad. Okay. So this is the concept of capacitance. Now we will see the capacitance of the two conductors depends on purely the geometrical factors of the two conductors. Okay. Now we will see it with examples. So let us first discuss the parallel plate capacitor. So we will discuss first the parallel plate capacitor. So parallel plate capacitor. Now parallel plate capacitor is made up of two parallel conducting plates. So this is suppose one plate, and here we have another plate. So one plate is above the other, and inside it there may be dielectric material, or we are considering that there is vacuum, that is free space between the two conducting plates. Okay, now this distance between the two conductors, D, is very small. D is very small. Now, if I put some charge, suppose plus Q charge I am putting on the conductor, and here I am putting minus Q charge, so all the charges will reside on the lower surface of the upper plate. So on the lower surface of the upper plate, all the charges will come, and the negative charges on the lower plate will be on the upper surface of the lower plate. So here we will have the negative charges. Okay. So now what will be the electric field between the two regions? So if you see from the front, so this is suppose the upper plate and this is suppose the lower plate. Now here I am looking from front side. So here I have plus Q charges and here I have the negative charges. Now the field lines will be, since this distance d is very small, the field lines will be parallel lines between the two conductors, but at the edge the field line is slightly bent. This is called the fringing of the lines of forces. So at the end it will be slightly bent, but since this distance is very small, we can neglect this bending of the lines of forces at the ends. We can neglect that part. Okay. Now we will calculate. Suppose this plate area is A. The area of this plate is A. Similarly, the area of the lower plate is also A. So what is the capacitance of this parallel plate capacitor? Okay. Now for that we need the electric field in this region. Now what is the electric field in this region? Now you know that, see, suppose if I have a conductor, this is a conductor. Now if I have positive charges here on the conductor, now what happens? Electric lines of forces are outgoing lines of forces. Now electric field just outside the conductor E is given by sigma by epsilon 0 into n cap. What is sigma? Sigma is the surface charge density on the conductor, epsilon 0 is the permittivity of free space, and n cap is a unit normal vector to the surface. So n cap is a unit normal to the surface. So its n cap will vary from point to point because direction will change. So n cap is a unit vector perpendicular to the surface of the conductor. So just outside a conductor, the electric field is sigma by epsilon 0. Sigma is the surface charge density on the conductor, epsilon 0 is the free space, and n cap is the unit normal vector to the conductor. Okay. So with this concept, if I come here, so this distance is very small, so field lines are parallel lines. So electric field in this region, this is electric field. So here also we will have electric field that is equal to sigma by epsilon 0 into n cap, where sigma is the surface charge density of the charges on this conductor or on this conductor. Now since I have positive charges here and field lines are going from this direction to this direction, so I am considering the charge density of the upper plate. So now the net charge here is plus Q, and the area of the lower surface of the upper plate is A. See, this area is A. So the area of the lower surface of the upper plate will be also A, and charges are distributed in a uniform uniformly. So sigma is equal to minus q, small q plus q divided by a, then this epsilon 0 into n cap. So this is the electric field in this region, that is the region between the two conducting plates. So this is the electrostatic field in the region between the two plates. So q by a epsilon 0 into n cap, where n cap is a unit normal vector in this direction. So n cap is a unit vector in this direction. Okay. Now let us calculate what is the potential difference between these two plates. Now since this conductor is carrying positive charges and this conductor is carrying negative charges, so this is at higher potential with respect to this. Okay. Now suppose this is conductor 1 and this is conductor 2. Okay. So V1 minus V2, that is the potential difference between the two conductors, conductor 1 and 2, that is equal to negative of the line integration E dot dl from any point here to any point here, because all the points on this conductor are at same potential, since a conductor is a equipotential region, and all the points on this conductor are also at the same potential. So we may consider any point of conductor 1 and any point of conductor 2. So suppose we are considering this point, this is suppose P1 and this is suppose P2. So this is the line integration from P2 to P1. So this is the potential difference between the two conductors. Okay. Now let us calculate this. So V1 minus V2 is equal to, now see, I am doing the integration from P2 to P1, that is P2 to P1. So I am doing the integration along this path. Our direction of the path of line integration is from P2 to P1, that is opposite to the direction of the field. So dl is a displacement vector in this direction, upward direction, and electric field